Iran has fired a missile at Israel that has shocked the entire world. According to confirmed reports, it was Iran's Fatah hypersonic missile,
a weapon capable of flying at an incredible speed of Mach 15. That's 15 times faster than the speed of sound. Since last night, Iran has launched several such missiles directly targeting Israeli territory. At least 6 important sites have been struck, including military infrastructure and high-security zones. The attacks have caused significant damage, and emergency sirens have been heard across major cities. For a long time, many global experts question Iran.
انفجار كبير هز العالم.
هذا الكور عم يحترق، الهنجرات عم يحترقوا، في هنجر كبير عم يحترق.
جايز ما بعرف اذا اشرفيه بس بعرف انه الداون تاون كل البنايات.
We're monitoring what's going on in the skies over Doha, Qatar. Qatar had closed its airspace before loud explosions were heard. According to the Associated Press, Iran is claiming that it has launched an attack against the Al Udeid air base, the American air base there just outside of the capital city. It is the largest air base, American air base in the Middle East.
And we're going to dig into that in just a moment. We'll take it to the maps. Fox News team coverage begins right now. Rich Edson has the latest from the White House. Trey Yanks is standing by in Tel Aviv. We're going to begin, however, with Jennifer Griffin. She's live with breaking news at the Pentagon. Jennifer, what is the latest that we're learning out of Qatar at this hour?
Well, Sandra, we had reported about an hour ago that there were very serious intelligence warnings that Iran was planning a strike targeting U.S. air bases across the Middle East, especially looking with all eyes on Qatar tonight. Now we understand that the president of Iran has put out a statement describing the attack as having begun, and they are calling it the Annunciation of Victory. And he says that this is a righteous response to the
sources telling CNN that Russia has been sending U.S. weapons that are captured in Ukraine to Iran. CNN's Natasha Bertrand has this reporting. Natasha, so obviously the U.S. has been sending a lot of weaponry to Ukraine since Russia invaded. What exactly are the Russian forces doing here?
Yeah, Caitlin, so what we're told by 4 different sources is that the Russians have been capturing U.S.-made, U.S.-provided equipment on the battlefield in certain instances and sending that equipment to Iran. Now, these are smaller items. These are things like shoulder-fired missiles, like Javelin anti-tank missiles and Stinger anti-aircraft systems, and also the NATO equivalent, right? Because NATO is also providing some of the similar equipment. So they're taking this equipment that sometimes the Ukrainians are forced to leave behind on the battlefield, whether because they are overrun or they simply need to withdraw quickly. And they're sending that equipment in many instances to Iran, likely so that Iran can then reverse engineer that equipment so that they can potentially reproduce it and make their own kind of version. Now, the Russians are doing this because they want Iran to continue to help them in their war in Ukraine, right? This is part of the growing defense partnership that we have seen between Iran and Russia, and it really has intensified over the last year, with Iran providing hundreds of drones to Russia, other equipment, and Russia now looking to kind of pay that back to Iran by providing them with these Western types of equipment so that the Iranians can basically take them apart and try to reverse engineer them.
And have they done this before, reverse engineer Western weapons?
Yeah, so the Iranians are actually very adept at this. One of their top weapons in their inventory is an anti-tank guided missile that they actually reproduced from an American anti-tank missile in the 1970s. That it really is a key part of their inventory now. They also were able to reproduce an American-made drone that they intercepted in 2011, making their own version of that, which then crossed into Israeli airspace before being shot down in 2018. So they have proven very capable of doing this. And as one expert told me, that could prove very dangerous to, of course, Israel and other allies in the region who are, of course, very concerned about the threat that Iran already poses, Caitlin.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing that partnership with Iran and Russia getting even closer.